Hello, my name is Mary Ann Wright, and I'm a 4-H area educator with Lincoln University Cooperative Extension. Today we are going to be completing our Take and Make activity entitled Keelboat Captain. This is a part of our Tall Tales Week as associated with our Imagine Your Story summer reading program. This week we have been exploring different tall tales, and yesterday we read the story Mike Fink. In this tall tale, we meet Mike Fink, who is known as King of the Keelboatsmen. Today, we are going to be crafting our own keelboat and captain's feather. If you have registered for our summer reading program, I hope that you have picked up your Take and Make pack at the Caruthersville Public Library. This includes your guide sheet and the supplies you need to create today's activities. If you don't have a pack, don't worry. We're going to be posting this guide sheet on both the Pemiscot County 4-H Facebook page and on the Caruthersville Public Library Summer Reading Program 2020 Facebook page. This activity is actually two separate activities, and so the first one is crafting our keelboat. So what you're going to need for this activity are some popsicle sticks. I'm going to be using about 25. You're also going to need some jumbo popsicle sticks or craft sticks, and you just need a couple of this size. Next, you need some glue and some scissors. I'm going to go ahead and tilt the camera so you can see exactly what I'm doing. First, I'm going to take my popsicle sticks, and I'm going to need 7 for this first step. So I'm going to take 7 sticks and lay them side by side right here. Now this is going to be the base of our keelboat, so we want to make sure that there's no gaps in here. Then I take an additional popsicle stick, and I want the width of the base to be the same as the length of one of the popsicle sticks. And you can see here, it's not right now. So in order for us to get that same measurement, I'm going to very gently start pushing these popsicle sticks into a diagonal. And as you can see, we're elongating that side by keeping them right in line right here. We're almost there, just a little bit more. And then we can see it's about the same distance right here. So we have that. So that is exactly what we want to start the base of our keelboat. Next, I'm going to take some glue, and I'm going to put a dot of glue on each of the ends of my popsicle sticks. Just like that. Now, the popsicle stick that I had that I was figuring out exactly what the width needed to be, is going to serve to hold all of these together. So just like that, I'm going to lightly press it down, and then be sure that all of your sticks stay together. And then we're going to go ahead and secure the other side the same way. So a dot of glue on each of the popsicle sticks here. And then take one more popsicle stick and lay it right on top. Be careful, I dropped mine there. I'm just going to move it over right on top. Keeping all of these flush against each other, just like that. Now it's important to let this dry completely before you move on. I'm going to go ahead and do the next step so you can see what I'm doing. But if you're doing this at home, you want to make sure that this is completely dry before doing this next step. Now, like I said, this is going to be the base of our keelboat. And so now it's time to make our sides. So I'm going to add a dot of glue to each corner of my base here. I'm going to take some additional popsicle sticks and I am going to start building the sides. So I place one there and then another on the only side that doesn't have one of these support structures. Then I'm going to keep adding additional popsicle sticks until it's the height that I want. So just like this, you add the glue and then stack your popsicle sticks, alternating this way and then the other. I like to do a height of 3 popsicle sticks. When it's completely dry, you are going to have a boat structure that looks like this. So you see I built it up 3 additional ones from that initial base. Now this is going to be my main keelboat, and actually you can stop here if you would like, but I'm going to make a paddle or a pole for my keelboat, and I'm going to have it look like this. Now this is just for fun, so it's not going to affect how this keelboat floats. I'm going to take my jumbo popsicle stick and I'm going to use a pair of scissors to cut off the rounded end of my popsicle stick. And be careful so you don't split there. And then once it's almost cut through, then you can take your fingers and just sort of break it off. And all you need to do to make your push poles is to put a dot of glue at the end of a regular craft stick and then add the jumbo stick right to the end here. Once those dry, you can make additional ones. So I made 4 in total to use as my keelboat poles to push my keelboat upriver. Now that I have my completed keelboat, it's time to test out to see if it will float. Now again, you want to ensure that your keelboat is completely dry before testing it in water, but our hope is that it will float on top of water. So I have just a container of water here and we're going to test it out. I'm going to lightly place my boat right in the water. And we see it floats right on top. Now, if you want a fun way that you can test the strength of your keelboat is to take regular pennies or other types of weight and add them to your keelboat. See how much weight you can add before it starts taking on water. And you can record your findings on the back of your guide sheet. So now that we have a functioning keelboat, I would say that we are certified keelboat captains. So as we learned yesterday, keelboat captains often have red feathers. And so I'm going to read in the very beginning an author's note from the book yesterday. And it says, "Back in the days when America was a wild young country, the most daring and rugged frontiersmen were found aboard the Mississippi, Missouri, and Ohio River keelboats. They carried cargo thousands of miles from remote outposts down the vast network of waterways to New Orleans. Heading back upriver took superhuman strength because they had to pole the heavy boats against the current. Proud of their grit, the crewmen competed vigorously for the right to wear a red feather, which identified them as the strongest man on board. They loved to boast about the dangers they'd faced and the critters that they licked. And they were convinced that a keelboatman could outdo anybody at anything. The most famous of all of these ring-tailed roarers and river wrestlers was a fellow named Mike Fink." So we see here the significance of the red feather in the story. And so we want to prove that our boat has managed to stay afloat in the water and that we are a keelboat captain. So we're going to make a red feather. And so what you need for this craft is a sheet of red paper, a wooden skewer, and then again scissors and glue. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my piece of red paper in half. So go ahead and fold that. Now we're doing that because we only are going to use 1/2 of our sheet, and this will make a line that we can cut on. So I'm going to cut right up that line, and then you can just put this sheet, this half, to the side because you're not going to need that. So now I have 1/2 of a red sheet of paper, and I'm going to do another fold. And I'm going to fold along the long end, so like a hot dog fold. Just like this. Now again, I'm going to tilt my camera so you can see the next steps. I'm going to use glue, and I'm going to put a generous amount on one side of my red piece of paper here. If you get a little, you can just wipe that up. Now, my skewer is going to be the center of my feather. It's going to be that vein that runs in a feather. So I'm going to just gently take my skewer and I'm going to kind of rake it across that glue that I've placed down. And this ensures that I get a nice coat of glue on my skewer and that I have an even layer of glue here on my paper. Then I'm going to find the middle of this half, and I'm just going to press down that skewer. Then I take the other side of the paper and I'm going to press it right down there so the two pieces are going to be glued together. You can flip it over and just make sure that everything is sticking and that your skewer is secured in there. You want to be sure that this is completely dry before you do the next step because we're going to be using scissors to cut this, and if the glue is still wet, it will gum up your scissors and make it very difficult to cut. I have one that I did a little earlier, and so I have it here. It's completely dry. Next, I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to fold it in half again. So I have the skewer along one side and then the other side has the two layers there. Then I'm going to take my pair of scissors and I'm going to cut my paper into a feather shape. And the fold will help me because it will keep my feather symmetrical. So it will look the same on both sides here. Okay, so I have my feather shape. So if I unfold it, you'll see that's starting to look more like a feather. But now I need the individual little pieces that are sort of like hairs almost on our feather. So I'm going to make those by cutting at a diagonal, starting from the top and going in towards the skewer there. And you're going to work your way down, just gently cutting to that center skewer. And you'll see once you hit the skewer, you won't be able to go any further because your scissors will automatically stop there. You can also go from the tip like this. But just take your time and make small cuts. The closer you are together with these cuts, the more realistic your feather will look. And just continue until you have worked your way down the whole feather there. And then what you'll end up with is a feather that looks like this. So this is an easy way for us to make a feather and show everyone that we are a keelboat captain. So I hope that you make a feather and that you test out your keelboat in some water. We would love to see how your activity goes, and we want to see if you have managed to actually have a floating vessel. So let us know by posting on the Caruthersville Public Library's Facebook page or the Pemiscot County 4-H page. I hope that you enjoyed today's activity and that you learned a little bit about tall tales this week. Next week, we are going to be wrapping up our Imagine Your Story summer reading program with one more type of imagined story. So join us on Monday when we announce that. Okay, guys, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.